Let me share something truly powerful with you. This message is for those who are ready to break free from old patterns and create a new reality. I promise very few people will see this message, and even fewer will take it to heart. But for those who do, your life can transform in ways you never imagined. Let's start by understanding a fundamental truth. Our lives are a reflection of our thoughts and feelings. Most of us wake up each day on autopilot, reacting to life based on old habits and past experiences. We get up, check our phones, drive the same route, and engage in the same routines. We're running on a program, not using our free will. And because of this, our days blend into each other, and we wonder why change seems so elusive. But here's the key: transformation begins with awareness. Awareness is the first step towards change. When you start your day, instead of falling into the same old routine, ask yourself a powerful question: what is the greatest ideal of myself that I can be today? This question helps you step out of the automatic pilot and into a place of conscious choice. Your body might protest, telling you it's tired or that it needs a coffee, but you must take charge. Your mind is in control, not your body. This is your time, your moment to set the tone for the day. Every time you become aware of your habitual thoughts or reactions and choose a different path, you create a victory. It's like a small shift that, when repeated, starts to change the entire trajectory of your life. This is how you begin to reprogram yourself. Start by writing down 4 specific thoughts or behaviors that you want to change. These could be negative thoughts like, "I can't do this," or "it's too hard." Maybe they're about how you speak to yourself or how you react to situations. By identifying these patterns, you become conscious of them, and that awareness is the first step toward transformation. Think about your daily behaviors. Are there things you complain about or blame others for? Do you find yourself making excuses or feeling sorry for yourself? These are signs of a victim mentality. It's important to become aware of these patterns and make a conscious choice to change them. What emotions are you living by? If you're accustomed to feeling guilt or negativity, you might not even realize it's there. Your emotions could be so deeply ingrained that they feel like a part of you. Recognizing and changing these emotional states is crucial. Now let's talk about rewiring your brain. To change your reality, you need to start by changing your thoughts and feelings. Thoughts are the language of the brain, and feelings are the language of the body. When you combine a thought with a feeling, you create a state of being. For example, if you think positive thoughts and connect them with positive feelings, you create a positive attitude. Conversely, if you have negative thoughts tied to negative feelings, you'll find yourself in a negative state of being. To reprogram your brain, start by focusing on what you want to create in your life. What thoughts and feelings will help you achieve this? Begin to fire and wire these new thoughts and emotions in your brain. This means practicing them consistently until they become part of your daily experience. It's like installing new software on a computer. You need to keep using it until it becomes the default program. The next step is to teach your body what your future will feel like. Before your desired reality manifests, you need to emotionally experience it. Close your eyes and feel the emotions of your future as if they are happening right now. Stay in that state until it becomes familiar to you. This practice helps to align your body with your future reality. It might be challenging at first, but with persistence, you'll start to notice changes and new opportunities arising in your life. Let's also consider the importance of gratitude. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect and give thanks for your life. This practice can be incredibly simple, yet profoundly impactful. Find a quiet spot, sit down, and think about all the good things that happened during the day. It doesn't matter if they are big or small. Maybe you enjoyed a delicious meal, had a good conversation, or simply appreciated the warmth of the sun on your skin. As you reflect on these moments, feel genuine gratitude for them. Don't just think about them, really feel the appreciation in your heart. Let that feeling of thankfulness grow inside you. This feeling of gratitude is powerful because it changes your state of being. It's not just about saying thank you in your mind, it's about truly feeling it in your heart and soul. Gratitude is a powerful state because it signals to the universe that you are ready to receive more. Think of it like this. When you are grateful, you are telling the universe, I am happy with what I have and I am open to receiving more. This positive energy acts like a magnet, attracting more good things into your life. It's like sending a clear message to the universe that you are open and ready for abundance. When you feel grateful, you elevate your state of being. This means you are raising your energy to a higher, more positive level. When you are in a state of gratitude, you are not focusing on what you lack or what is going wrong in your life. Instead, you are focusing on what you have and what is going right. This shift in focus changes your energy and helps you to attract more positive experiences. Gratitude also helps to shift your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. When you regularly practice gratitude, you start to see the world in a different way. You begin to notice all the good things in your life and appreciate them more. This makes you feel richer and more fulfilled, even if nothing else changes. It's all about perspective. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you feel more abundant. This positive energy helps to bring more of what you desire into your life. When you are in a state of gratitude, you are in a state of receiving. You are open to the good things the universe wants to give you. It's like opening a door to more blessings. The universe responds to this positive energy by giving you more of what you are grateful for. In practical terms, you can start this gratitude practice today. At the end of each day, find a quiet place to sit and think about your day. Reflect on the good moments and feel genuine gratitude for them. You can also write them down in a journal if that helps you. Writing down what you are grateful for can make the feeling even more powerful. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you. It's about feeling it deeply. When you experience gratitude with all your heart, your body begins to align with this emotion. This alignment triggers a series of chemical reactions in your body that support healing and repair. Research has shown that even just 10 minutes of focused gratitude can have a profound impact on your health and well-being. Another essential practice is to open your awareness. This is about finding a quiet moment each day to sit with your eyes closed and focus on the space around you. It might sound simple, but it has profound effects on your well-being. This practice helps to reduce stress and creates more coherent brainwave states, which means your brain functions more smoothly and efficiently. To begin, find a comfortable place where you won't be disturbed. Sit down, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. As you breathe in, feel the air filling your lungs. As you breathe out, feel the tension leaving your body. Now, instead of focusing on your thoughts, shift your attention to the space around you. Imagine that you can feel the space even with your eyes closed. Sense the air around your skin, the sounds in the distance, and the stillness of the moment. This practice is not about thinking or analyzing, it's about simply being. As you sit there with your eyes closed, try to let go of any thoughts about the past or worries about the future. Just be present in the moment. This may be difficult at first because our minds are always busy, but with practice, it becomes easier. By expanding your awareness in this way, you allow yourself to be fully present. When you are present, you are not caught up in the past or the future. You are right here, right now. This presence reduces the influence of past memories and experiences that often shape your thoughts and emotions. When you are fully present, you can see things more clearly and make better decisions. This increased awareness helps to calm the mind and body. When your mind is calm, your body can relax, and you can connect more deeply with yourself. This connection is important because it helps you align with your higher self and your desired reality. Your higher self is the part of you that knows what is best for you. It is connected to your true desires and goals. When you practice opening your awareness regularly, you strengthen your connection to your higher self. This makes it easier to know what you truly want and to stay focused on your goals. It also helps you to be more intuitive and to trust your inner guidance. Another benefit of this practice is that it reduces stress. Stress often comes from being caught up in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. When you are present and aware, these thoughts lose their power, and you can experience a sense of peace and calm. This reduction in stress has many positive effects on your health. It can lower your blood pressure, improve your immune system, and help you sleep better. Remember, most of our thoughts and feelings are based on past experiences. Your brain is essentially a record of everything you've learned and experienced up to this point. When you have a new experience, your brain processes this information and forms new connections. These connections create patterns of thinking and feeling that become part of your emotional and mental landscape. The more you practice creating new thoughts and feelings, the more you begin to change these patterns. This process of creating new neural connections helps to shift your brain from old habits to new ways of being. As you continue to practice, these new patterns become stronger, and your old patterns start to fade away. This is how you create lasting change in your life. Beliefs are another important factor in this process. Beliefs are formed from repeated thoughts and feelings. They become deeply ingrained in your subconscious mind. To change your beliefs, you need to consistently think and feel in new ways. This requires dedication and practice. As you continue to align your thoughts and feelings with your desired reality, you start to shift your beliefs and consequently your life. The key takeaway here is that change is possible, but it requires conscious effort. You have the power to transform your life, but it won't happen overnight or without dedication. You need to become aware of your habitual thoughts and feelings. These are the automatic reactions and emotions that you go through each day without even thinking about them. They might be thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or feelings of stress and anxiety that have become so normal to you that you don't even notice them anymore. The first step is to pay attention to these thoughts and feelings. Notice when they come up and how often they happen. This awareness is crucial because you can't change what you aren't aware of. Once you start to see these patterns, you can begin to set new intentions. Setting new intentions means deciding what you want to think and feel instead. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," you can choose to think, "I am capable and worthy." Instead of feeling stressed, you can set the intention to feel calm and peaceful. But simply setting new intentions isn't enough. You need to practice them daily. This is where gratitude and awareness come in. Practicing gratitude means taking time each day to focus on what you are thankful for. This can be as simple as writing down 3 things you're grateful for each morning. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong in your life to what's right. It helps you see the positive aspects of your life and creates a more optimistic mindset. Awareness is about staying present in the moment. It's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past, but these thoughts take you away from the present moment. By practicing mindfulness, you can learn to stay focused on the here and now. This means paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. When you notice your mind wandering, gently bring it back to the present moment. Transforming your reality is a process. It won't happen overnight, and there will be times when it feels difficult. But with persistence and dedication, you can create the life you truly desire. It's about making small changes each day and being consistent with them. Over time, these small changes add up and lead to significant transformation. So, take charge of your thoughts and feelings. Reprogram your mind and body to align with your highest potential. was the answer in the internal process of rehearsing and imagining. They had long moments where they lost track of time and space, where when they opened their eyes, they thought it was maybe 15, 20 minutes later, and it was an hour and 15 minutes later. When we get into the present moment, there's a moment where you lose track of yourself, you forget about yourself, and only in the present moment do you have access, according to the quantum model of reality, to other possibilities. And when you're truly in the present moment, the generous present moment, that's the moment then that you are no longer living in the familiar past or the predictable future. And in order for us to change, I realize that we have to get beyond our environment. And what's our environment made of? People, husbands, kids, bosses, objects, things, places. You got to get beyond your emotions, your body, your pain, your disease, and you got to get beyond this concept of linear time. So when we get beyond our body, our environment and time, we become pure consciousness. And now that consciousness can begin to connect to the consciousness of the field. And so if you're not there and you need a mirror or reflection, then it's good to ask, am I missing something? Am I not seeing myself in some way? And then there's a healthy conversation when you invite it. But if you're not invited to contribute your opinion, then it's better off that you don't, right? So people always say, I want a loving relationship, but what they really want is happiness. Really. So we do these meditations to create love in our lives, and it could be love in familial relationships with your siblings, it could be with your parents, it could be with your friends, or it could be with a significant other. And so if thoughts are the electrical charge in the quantum field, and feelings are the magnetic charge in the quantum field, and how you think and how you feel broadcasts an electromagnetic signature that influences every single atom in your life, the thought sends a signal out, and the feeling is the magnetic field that draws the event back to you, right? So if you're not in a place where you're in love with life or in love with yourself, or practicing diminishing your emotional reactions to certain people or conditions in your life, and you're living in anger or hostility or judgment or fear, and you want a loving relationship, there is no magnetic field for you to draw that to you. And in fact, if you say to me, well, it's that person or that circumstance that's caused me to feel this way, and then I would say, I mean, that person or that circumstance is controlling the way you feel and the way you think, and anything that controls the way we feel in the way we think we are victims to, right? So most people are unconsciously responding to the conditions in their environment, experiencing emotions that are derived from the hormones of stress. Those emotions cause us to feel separate from our dreams. They heighten our senses, so if we can't see them, it doesn't exist. The threat or the danger puts us in emergency mode, and we can think positively about the relationship we want. We could send the signal out into the field. We could have pictures, we could remind ourselves of what it is, but if you're not drawing the experience back to you, because your response to the environment is actually weakening your organism, it's weakening, your response is actually weakening the body, then you will be, as a victim, more vulnerable to the conditions in your environment. What are there, large or small? And I'm talking about microorganisms as well. So if you wanted a true relationship where it was fundamentally based on this concept called love, now let's talk about that, because we practice this a lot in the work that we do. Well, a habit is a redundant set of automatic unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that's acquired through repetition. The habit is when you've done something so many times that your body now knows how to do it better than your mind. So if you think about it, people wake up in the morning, they begin to think about their problems. Those problems are circuits of memories in the brain. Each one of those memories are connected to people and things at certain times and places. And if the brain is a record of the past, the moment they start their day, they're already thinking in the past. Each one of those memories has an emotion. Emotions are the end product of past experiences. So the moment they recall those memories of their problems, they all of a sudden feel unhappy, they feel sad, they feel pain. Now, how you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So the person's entire state of being when they start their day is in the past. So what does that mean? The familiar past will sooner or later be predictable future. So if you believe that your thoughts have something to do with your destiny, and you can't think greater than how you feel, or feelings have become the means of thinking by very definition of emotions, you're thinking in the past, and for the most part, you're going to keep creating the same life. So then people grab their cell phone, they check their WhatsApp, they check their text, they check their emails, they check Facebook, they take a picture of their feet, they post it on Facebook, they tweet something, they do Instagram, they check the news, and now they feel really connected to everything that's known in their life. And then they go through a series of routine behaviors. They get out of bed on the same side, they go to the toilet, they get a cup of coffee, they take a shower, they get dressed, they drive to work the same way. Nothing happened neurologically, biologically, chemically, hormonally, genetically. You're still in the same state of being. But when you get up and you feel like elevated sense of self, your heart is swollen and you have a clear vision of your future and your energy's different. The question is, how long can you maintain that state? So you're literally broadcasting a whole new electromagnetic signature in that state. Thoughts tend to be electric and feelings tend to be magnetic. The way we think and feel is what we broadcast into the field, and what we broadcast into the field is our experimental destiny. So then when you go within and you disconnect from your outer world and you sit your body down and it's no longer experiencing anything and you're not thinking about your schedule, your past, or your future. As I said today, you're being defined by thought and you're making your inner world more real than your outer world. When you open your eyes and you present yourself to the world, the job then is to not react emotionally to the same conditions in your life, because the moment you react emotionally, you're equal to the conditions in your life and you're back in your past. So then when you fall from grace and you move off that state, then you sit down and you realign. You begin to tune in again and you change your energy again. Now, when I'm going through change in my life, or I will have a specific outcome that I want to create, I love to get up early in the morning. That's my time. I'm a 4:30 in the morning guy because that's my time. The rest of the day I'm serving, but I love getting up early and changing and working and having some time to myself. And I believe that when I invest in myself, I invest in my future. And that time in my morning, nobody bothers me because that's my time. And because of brain waves and brain chemistry, the door between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind is more open. And so if I get up early and I'm kind of between theta and alpha, I don't have to work as hard. I'm not thinking, I just kind of relax into the moment. In the evening, I always ask myself, how did I do? How was one lifetime in one day? Where did I fall from grace? What happened? And so then when I look at seeing how I reacted to someone or something, or I made the choice that I could have made a better choice, I naturally, we all do this, begin to think, well, if the same situation happened again, how would I do it differently? And that's the act of beginning to come up with a new plan. The act of rehearsing it in your mind begins to install the circuits in your brain, priming your brain so that when the next experience happens, you could modify your behavior to do a better job in life. That's called plasticity. If you decide, okay, if I'm taking time out of my busy life to emulate the divine creator, then if I'm going to create something unlimited, I better feel unlimited. If I'm going to do something magnificent, I have to become magnificent. And if you keep doing that over and over again, it will begin to become more readily available to you. It'll get easier. And so when we're in that energy all the time, that's when the synchronicities and the serendipities and all those wonderful coincidences begin to happen. And it's those coincidences that are feedback in our environment where the field begins to open doors for us. That's what we want to occur. Now, I have worked on things in my life, and I'm a sincere person. I've worked on things in my life for years, and I always thought it was about the event or the experience I wanted to create. But all along, I was changing. And when I finally reached a point where I could care less if I could have the experience, is the moment it happened. But all along, the divine, loving intelligence, this mother-father principle, of course. It's observing us into life. We are vitalistic, energetic beings that when we begin to unify all these principles that we're talking about, you can't get this in one sitting. You can't. You have to keep understanding it, keep reviewing it, keep redoing it, keep experiencing it. And new experience then causes you to dream in a way you would have never dreamt before unless you had that experience. And that's how God gets to know itself. So then, I don't care what meditation you do, I just like the fact that you're connecting. And the more you connect, the more whole you feel, the more natural it becomes. Then, of course, the next experience then causes you to dream in another way. And what I know from my own experience and many students, it's not about material things. It's about those mystical moments, those transcendental moments, those moments where your jaw drops and you are in awe of life, those moments that take our breath away, that cause us. And this has happened to me so many times. Every time I have one of those experiences, I think to myself, I got this all wrong. So now they've lost their free will to a program. And there's no unseen hand doing it to them. So when it comes time to change, the redundancy of that cycle becomes a subconscious program. So now 95% of who we are by the time we're 35 years old is a memorized set of behaviors, emotional reactions, unconscious habits, hardwired attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions that function like a computer program. So then a person can say with their 5% of their conscious mind, I want to be healthy, I want to be happy, I want to be free, but the body's on a whole different program. So then how do you begin to make those changes? Well, you have to get beyond the analytical mind, because what separates the conscious mind from the subconscious mind is the analytical mind. And that's where meditation comes in, because you can teach people through practice how to change their brain waves, slow them down. And when they do that properly, they do enter the operating system where they can begin to make some really important changes. So most people then wait for crisis or trauma or disease or diagnosis. They wait for loss, some tragedy to make up their mind to change. And my message is, why wait? And you can learn and change in a state of pain and suffering, or you can learn and change in a state of joy and inspiration. I think right now the cool thing is that people are waking up. Most people spend 70% of their life living in survival and living in stress. So they're always anticipating the worst case scenario based on a past experience. And they're literally out of the infinite potentials in the quantum field. They're selecting the worst possible outcome, and they're beginning to emotionally embrace it with fear. And they're conditioning their body into a state of fear. Do that enough times, body has a panic attack without you. You can't even predict it because it's programmed subconsciously. So people become addicted to the rush of those emotions, and they use the problems and conditions in their life to reaffirm their limitation, so at least they can feel something. So now when it comes time to change, you say to the person, why are you this way? Well, every time they recall the event, they're producing the same chemistry in their brain and body as if the event is occurring. Firing and wiring the same circuits and sending the same emotional signature to the body. What's the relevance behind that? Well, your body is your unconscious mind. In a sense, if you're sitting down and you start thinking about some future worst-case scenario that you're conjuring up in your mind, and you begin to feel the emotion of that event, your body doesn't know the difference between the event that's taking place in your world, outer world, and what you're creating by emotion or thought alone. So most people then, they're constantly reaffirming their emotional states. So when it comes time to give up that emotion, they can say, I really want to do it. But really the body is stronger than the mind because it's been conditioned that way. So the servant now has become the master, and the person all of a sudden, once they step into that unknown, they'd rather feel guilt and suffering because at least they can predict it. Being in the unknown is a scary place for most people because the unknown is uncertain. People say to me, well, I can't predict my future, I'm in the unknown. And I always say the best way to predict your future is to create it, not from the known, but from the unknown. What thoughts do you want to fire and wire in your brain? What behaviors do you want to demonstrate in one day? The act of rehearsing the mentally closing your eyes and rehearsing the action. Rehearsing the reaction of what you want or the action of what you want. The action of what you want by closing your eyes and mentally rehearsing some action. If you're truly present, the brain does not know the difference between what you're imaging and what you're experiencing in 3D world. So then you begin to install the neurological hardware in your brain to look like the event has already occurred. Now your brain is no longer a record of the past. Now it's a map to the future. And if you keep doing it, priming it that way, the hardware becomes a software program. And who knows, you just may start acting like a happy person. And then I think the hardest part is to teach our body emotionally what the future will feel like ahead of the actual experience. So what does that mean? You can't wait for your success to feel empowered.